Hi,
Sorry,
everybody.
everybody.
So we're here.
So now we're live. Should have been live 20 minutes ago. But can I add something to what Beth was saying?
Absolutely.
I'm just going to throw in when Beth talks about our ancestors, I feel that is also not only our parents and grandparents and great grandparents, but any souls that have gone before us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah. So sometimes it's somebody like my son who was a very old soul. Mm-hmm. And some of you get that. Mm-hmm. So I will turn it back over.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw
I'm going to switch back with you because now we're going to talk. You guys missed about the culture, but you can look that all up on YouTube. We were talking about what you should eat, apples and pumpkin seeds, and setting the table for your ancestors to come and doing some honoring for your ancestors. Put their pictures out or light candles like we're doing here today at Mystical Awakenings in Houghton Lake. There's a little commercial. Just some of the things like using fire to burn past hurts or bringing fire into your house, doing the house cleansing. So anyway, maybe we'll talk later about that. But now we're going to talk about the spooky part. So, as any, and Lisa will tell everybody about this, when you're going to invite in ancestors or loved ones or friends that have passed before us, we also want to do protection because you're inviting a lot of things open. When you open yourself, you're opening. When you open that door, you're opening. The jack-o'-lanterns, yeah, that's a symbol that you don't want bad spirits there. But let's also do the white or golden light around ourselves in our home and our house and our hearth. We want to make sure that you might want to carry some crystals. There's different stones for protection, as you know. You just want to make sure you're protected. How many of you have been experiencing more activity this last week or so? Yeah. So even us, I was doing a reading in our new RV and there was a crash in the bedroom and I just kept going. I was like, oh, ignore that. Just keep going. Thinking that something I had hung fell down, something, went back there after the reading was done, nothing. Everything was in place. I mean, it was the loudest crash you've ever heard. And it was like, okay, I'll go look on the outside, see if a limb fell on the tree. There was no trees around it, but I thought I would look just to see. Nothing. We have our house is like a highway. Ask anybody who stayed in our guest room. Nothing bad. They're just coming and going. It's a portal. We live by a river. It's a portal. So, I take myself off the clock and try to ignore it. It's hard to ignore sometimes because it's like a freeway. So, I'll see them going back and forth and everything. But boy, have they been making noise lately. Let me tell you, they want the attention. So that's been happening. Just today, I was in our bedroom, which they usually don't come into because I've kind of set boundaries. And I'm way on the other side of the room, and his native basket falls off the shelf all over the floor. And I think it was just for them to say, remember Barry's ancestors today as you're doing your thing. So we're going to honor them as well. So bad things could be happening to you too. And you don't want to open yourself up to that right now, especially. You're just like, it'd be like an open wound, just bringing it in. So let's make sure we're protected before we start doing that. And that's good advice for any time of the year that you're going to be speaking with spirits. You want to make sure you do. Imagine a golden light or a white light, kind of like the Star Trek. What's that thing called that they used to have? I didn't watch it. So power, what was it? Huh? No, the thing that nobody could penetrate.
Force field.
Force field. Yep. Thank you. Like put a force field of protection around you. Carry those crystals. If you're, you can say a Bible quote. You can say, just bring in the light, because this is now known as the time of darkness. And I don't like to say that too much because people see it badly. I don't see it badly. Darkness is just going within. having that time when the sun isn't out as many hours, having it's just part of nature. Yeah, it's just part of nature. So we're going into the dark time, the introspection time, and that requires us to bring a little light in too. Maybe some candlelight, some sunlight when the sun's out. Open those windows, open those shades, let the sun in. Play beautiful music. That's a very good cleanser, to play beautiful music. Sage more often. We come to springtime to Bell Team, and that will be rebirth. And now we talk about spirits. At Bell Team time, we talk about fairies, nature spirits coming in, rebirth. So this is the death time, which I am very careful about saying that because, again, it has bad connotations. And I don't even know that I feel like it's death. I almost feel like it's hibernation more than death. The darkening of the soul. Thank you.
Everyone wants to push towards the light because we don't like to see the dark within us. This is our shadow work, the dark time of the soul.
Thank you. I totally forgot that. I don't know why it was on my notes. This is a perfect time for shadow work, right? This is when you go within and see that part of you that you don't necessarily care for.
And change the thought and perspective of the taboos that society has put on us to accept the dark night of our souls as a secondary aspect to our life.
To a chance to healing, correct? It's like I tell a lot of people, and it comes up a lot in readings. Somebody will say to me, "You have purple hair," and I'll say, "No, I don't." I might look in the mirror to think maybe I got grape juice in my hair or something, and then I'll go, "No, you need glasses or something. I'm not sure what's up with you, but I don't have purple hair." But if they say, "Oh, you're 25 pounds overweight," I'll go, "What?" Because I find truth in it. Because now it's come to the surface. Instead of me pushing it back down, fix it. Work on it. I can either say, I'm going to go back on keto and I'm going to lose that 25 pounds, or I can say, I'm going to love myself right where I'm at. And there might be truth to what they're saying, but I'm okay with it. No different than you tell me I have purple hair when I don't. So this is a beautiful, beautiful chance to healing. The issue is if we decide not to, if we decide to delay, if we decide to push it back down, guess what? It's just going to keep coming up. We don't heal at this lifetime, guess what? Goes with us to the next lifetime. Do you want to do the work now? Do you want to have a happier life next time? Do you want to have a happier life for the rest of your life? Do the healing work. Not something we always want to look at, but this is the time to do it.
Before I forget, Beth, you mentioned Star Trek. I don't know if anybody saw that, William Shatner, Captain Kirk, went into space.
Yep.
Did you see when he got back?
Yeah.
He was, he said, we're talking about the light and the dark. He said, the earth is just life and it's beautiful. And you look out into space, it's death and it's darkness. So when you mentioned Star Trek, I wanted to mention that because if you ever get a chance to see it, he's truly emotionally just awestruck.
Right.
And it's amazing. So to have that experience, he wishes everybody could have that experience. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw part of his when they first landed, but I didn't get to see the interview afterwards, so I'd like to do that. So anybody have anything in the audience here that they want to add or have a question? Deb and RJ, did you say everything you guys wanted to say? Because you're welcome to come here and say it.
I'm still working on what happened is because I didn't hit the go live for so long, Facebook automatically deleted it.
Okay.
So it is being broadcast on YouTube and on Facebook. So I'm trying to get it.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm not
It is what it is, right?
Right.
This is it. Go with the flow. This is clean slate. So make sure tonight you heal. You look at your successes. You look at your failures, but you let it go. Because you want to start with a brand new clean slate tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow's like your birthday.
Yes, yes. It's the new year. Absolutely. Yeah.
So we're going into a 6th year next year, everybody. And that is finding balance and harmony and peace. It's also taking time to counsel your friends and help people. It's about family. So it's a sensitive year, but it's time for families to get together. It's time to help out people. You see that door open for the little old lady helper, open the door. Um, it's to help the little ones, the ones that aren't, as fortunate. So I think it's going to be a great healing year next year for all of us.
Oh, excited.
Mhm.
I'm excited because this year, yikes. Everybody said, oh, can't wait till 2020 was over. Oh, 2021 for us. I don't know.
2021 said, hold my beer.
Well,
2021 said, hold my
was a
beer.
5-year, and that's all about unexpected happenings. Anything can happen.
Boy, did it.
And it's about having a lot of irons in the fire, doing different things, and maybe getting a little overwhelmed. But the 6 is going to calm that down. So you find more balance and harmony and peace with yourself and with others.
The first thing makes sense if you really look at what's going on in the world right now. I was telling a group of people that we were talking to from 2002 up to now, we were being prepared. If we actually seen the signs, we were being prepared for last year and this year. We literally had all of our tools
Right.
if we actually paid attention. We didn't. Many of us didn't. Because again, we're conditioned to not want to change.
Right.
Next year, if we are able to take the steps this year, the end of this year, to make those changes consciously and unconsciously, and combine those two to accept who we are, then next year, the 6 is going to be much easier because we're going to see the 3 aspects of ourselves
Okay.
in complete harmony.
So she was saying that we should have been prepared. We had all the signs for 20 and 21. 22 is going to be better. So, yeah, we need to prepare for that, believe it, manifest it. And, Voices of the Elders have been talking about raising our vibration for quite a while now. We probably should be really hitting that hard right now and manifesting that. But even if it feels fake, put the positive out. I know it always doesn't. That little tape in the back of your head is going to say, oh, we're waiting for the other boot to fall always. Just say it. The universe is willing to hear the louder voice. So if we say it out loud, we start believing and we start manifesting, we can raise this vibration. If we don't raise the vibration, who will? Who will? We can get sucked in, and believe me, I got sucked into that low vibration. Don't you know it, Lisa? I got sucked into that low vibration. And who wants to stay there? I don't want to stay there. I'm so sick of that low vibration. I'm so sick of the anger and the strife and everything we all have against each other all of a sudden. See the lovable and the unlovable. Love the unlovable.
They're the ones that need it the most. Absolutely.
They're the ones that need it the most. Absolutely. And when we heal, when we send that out to others, it comes back to us. That beautiful circle. So
You send out negative, it's going to come back too.
exactly. It's the truth with the negative. Yeah. And that's what happened, don't you think? They pushed buttons in us, we pushed buttons in them, and it was just that negative. Same with spirit. We talk about circles and how we all believe in circles. Well, if we believe that we live, then we believe that we die, right? So we believe that we can have that spirit communication from both sides, right? So that's something I wanted to hit. It was kind of off subject, but I wanted to make sure I hit that point because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know what happens after we die. Well, if you believe in the whole circle thing, we're circling back through. It's just the other side of life. Which one's the illusion? Or is there an illusion? Is life the illusion, or is death the illusion, or both aren't illusions?
I think it's just a different frequency. When you're in the spirit, you're vibrating faster. You probably see a lot more. When you're in the physical body, it's a little slower. You can sit down and actually have a meal and taste and feel. So I think it's a
Feel
cycle.
pain and learn lessons.
Yeah, we go
Right.
through. And, eventually we're going to just be spirit. That's our goal, to ascend to light beings. So, but yeah, we've been around this road many times,
Mhm.
and I'm sure all of you have too. This isn't your first rodeo, so it's just something to reflect on. That you're here for a reason. You're here
Right.
to learn. You're here to love. You're here to enjoy and express yourself in positive ways. So
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. Nothing more.
Right.
It's not about work. It's not about paying the bills. It's about enjoying being here because you chose to be here. You want to be here. So make the best of it.
That's why I really don't believe in death, because this
Right.
is a circle. There
Right.
really is that really is an illusion, because we do. Right.
Yeah.
Their second book, Worlds Beyond Death, that's basically what it's based on. There is no true death. Energy
It's a
doesn't.
different life.
We
Yeah.
don't. So,
Yes.
Beth knows as well, we're both mediums, and sometimes we connect with people on the other side who are so full of life. I mean, how often do you find yourself saying this to
Yes.
somebody? This person is so full of life. And you think, it's almost
Exactly.
boring, but it's not.
Right.
They are alive.
Right.
They're very alive.
Beth and Deb are mediums and Barry and I are largest.
So Beltane is also a time, I don't know if you realize this because we put so much emphasis on the veil being thin now. It's thin at Beltane too. So that's more when we have conversations with Bigfoot and fairies and the nature sprites. But this is still an opportunity to do that even now because the veil is thinner. So if you want to get out in nature and see if you can talk to some fairies or see them or go Bigfoot hunting, this is the time to do it. Just be open, especially your heart. Make sure your heart's open for it. And believe it. When you get a message, believe it. Don't keep saying, oh, that was a coincidence or that could have been the wind.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to be skeptical, but just be open to the possibility that you're actually getting a message.
Well, I knew I was going the right place, because on the way here I seen 222, and then I pulled up behind the truck that said 888.
Okay.
There's no such thing as coincidence.
It's all synchronicity. It's all working together.
So back to the spooky side. There is a chance of getting an attachment at this point. There's a chance always of getting an attachment, right? But again, if we don't do that protection, if we don't put up our boundaries, I think that's the most important thing, is having boundaries, then that could happen too. So we just want to make sure, I know we have a few that feel like they have something going on in their house or with themselves here today. So anybody else feeling threatened or things happening in your house you don't want to happen? No, we're feeling good, okay? But remember, your light is brighter than any darkness. So I'm not going to say there's no reason to fear, but in my eyes, I don't have any fear because I think my light is I know my light is so much bright than any darkness. And I walk with that. And I live that. So, but it is a point to where you have to get your boundaries. You have to learn what your boundaries are. You have to set strict boundaries with spirit as much as you do with people. And arguing, any negativity in the house,
Low
vibration will draw that. It not only opens you, it draws it, right? So you want to play that beautiful music, do the saging, speak love to each other. do loving acts of kindness that RJ was talking about. And that will help with that. That will help with that protection. Meditation.
Keep the windows open.
Oh, that's something we didn't even talk about. Dream time. You should have great dreams right now. You should be having vivid dreams. And if you're not a dream journal person, guess what? There's apps. There's apps that you can go on your phone and tell as soon as you wake up what your dream was about. Instead of having to write it all down. Because guess what? You lose details as the day goes on.
Oh,
You're going to lose
as
details.
soon as my eyes open.
I had a threatening dream 2 nights ago. It was very unusual.
Threatening dream?
Yeah, I dreamed that black bears were attempting to get into my house and crawling up on the deck. Now, I don't usually have bad dreams. I'm very good at dream analytics or whatever. And I don't feel threatened from anything on the outside. So I don't know what these black
I'm going to let that Barry take this one.
How many were there then?
Oh, about us.
How's your health?
Huh?
How's your health?
I don't know.
Okay. It's time to get on top of that. Bear energy is usually, it's an energy that's saying, I need to stay on top of things. It's just letting you know that, hey, some health issues are going to crop up here. And as long as you're aware of it, you can call on that bear energy to help you. That's what they're there for. They're trying to give you that message to stay on top of things. So just be aware, check your health, make sure you're feeling okay, taking your vitamins, all that stuff, doing your little
I don't believe this is real. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I believe that this world is a hologram or a testing place, and
Sure.
that we are actually up there. And
Sure.
Okay, so my body actually isn't real to me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I have a tendency to not really care. Does that make sense?
But okay. But
But it's the
remember,
vessel you're learning in.
Well, yeah,
if you're
but you see what I'm saying?
if you
Yeah.
follow the Christian belief or whatever, and this is true with most major belief systems, is that your body is a temple. So you're supposed to take care of that temple while we're here, because we're using that vessel to further ourselves spiritually so that we can attain higher.
Okay.
Higher.
But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. And we want your vessel here as long as possible.
Well,
But-
and,
Yeah, as I said, vitamins with that, I'm not saying if go out and go to the drugstore and buy vitamins. Get it naturally. Take as best apples. Apples is one of the best things in the world. Oranges, or any food sources that you can get
Elderberries.
these vitamins from. Elderberry, all that stuff. So yes, I'm not trying to tell you to go chemically. So stay away from that. But yes, so it's just saying, the bear energy is about drawing on that, saying, I need to take care of myself, and remembering to draw on that bear energy. All you have to do is remember that those bears were there, and they're giving you that energy. So you draw on that. Remember those bears were there, and they're there to give you that energy. Use that power to better your life, better yourself.
You don't mess around, 12 of them, huh?
Yeah. Okay, what's the 12? What's the symbol?
Well, the 12 is 3, which is a very childlike, positive energy. It's very creative. It uses his imagination a lot. So, and I know you're creative in many ways. So it's there to be, it's like a child, and it's a very positive energy, and people are attracted to it. But so you have to be social sometimes. But don't get caught up in the social butterfly part of it. Remember that you're creative and stick to that, and use your imagination. It's about love, and it's like a childlike energy.
Yeah, and just see that dream as a gift.
Oh, yeah.
They came to you to tell you, watch out for this. We're going to be with you. We're going to use our medicine to help heal you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
And in dream interpretation, typically when you dream of the house, that's the south. That is the body. So I would totally agree with what Barry is saying about the bear offering that that bear medicine to your body,
That was just totally.
the bear energy.
Yeah.
And
But thank you.
So anybody else having vivid
Play
dreams?
that too.
I had for years, I've had a lot of dreams that I'd say come true, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to turn out. You know, and I've told people for years about them, like my brothers and all that. Like, I had a dream here a few years ago. I told my son's mom about it, that she was going to give it like a church, and she was giving me my boy like her mom, like she had cancer or something.
Mhm.
Well, here in the last year or so ago, and this has happened, but my grandpa come in my dream when my family was just separated, my grandmother died. So, well, she gave me my kid. Well, she ended up losing both of her moms. And her mom died of cancer. Well, when that happened, she lost herself and I ended up getting my son from CPS stuff. She lost herself. Well, I also had a dream that somebody I really cared about, like I thought maybe my brother or my sister or something like that was going to die and was going to do something about drugs, methamphetamine, stuff like that. Well, she was into all that really bad, and I went in there to try helping her. And she actually sadly lost her life. And her husband, girlfriend shot her in the throat.
Oh my goodness.
And killed her. And it was, and I even told her about these dreams. And it was crazy because when I was there trying to help her, and her stepmom was what she loved the most. Every time she'd turn around, her picture would fall at her feet. Where she put it, in the car, wherever it was. And I tried to tell her, somebody's trying to talk to you.
Right.
And I just didn't know, what or how it was going to play. And I didn't ever expect that, to have that happen. And it's my heart. I'm very hard of it. And I know.
Does this become more prominent during this time, or?
Yeah, it sometimes doesn't. And then I know she come to me in butterflies. In
Oh.
my arms. You know what I mean? I had all kinds of kinds of arms. I believe, things happen for a reason.
Right.
And I get with a good friend Jen, and she's butterflies everywhere. All over her body. Yeah. But and I do believe your dreams really do tell yourself, and you really should pay attention to it. Because your ancestors do come to you, and you can go, wow, whoever.
Right. And absolutely, the butterflies are about transformation, and it's coming out of that cocoon and spreading those wings and flying. So that spirit has been set free now and is lifting up, and it's showing you that we can all attain that we can that
She had a
transformation.
real hard time with both of her moms. Now my son's having a hard because he lost both his grandmas, his mom, her brother died that same year, and his great grandma, all in the same family. And it was a really rough year.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 9 now.
Okay. I don't know if you're willing, but you can let him know that they don't. Their body goes away, but they don't go.
Right.
But he hasn't lost them
She's always around.
completely.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't pay attention to spirit. It's talking to us, and why
RJ, could I get you to sit over here because I
Yeah.
think they would like to hear what you have. to say.
Okay. So sometimes we don't listen to spirit talking to us because we're busy in our everyday physical lives, and we're doing this, and we kind of poo-hoo it. So spirit will come to you in your dreams, because guess what? You're laying there and you're not moving. So it's going to talk to you.
You can't not listen.
You cannot listen. But we have a tendency to go wake up. Oh, it was just a dream, right? We say that. Well, pay attention to your dreams, especially if you're a busy person and have a lot going on, and you're not listening to spirit as much as you should. Which means you need to meditate a little bit. I'm not scolding anybody. I'm in the same boat. We all the same paddle. So it's just that's why they come to us in our dreams, because we don't pay attention in the waking life, in the physical world. So.
And when you say that energetically, it's easier for them to come and easier for us to accept.
Yep.
And also do protection before you invite them in for your dream time.
Right, because when you're in your dream time, it's a different little dimension, and there's some different things there. And there's things that we call nightmares can happen. So it's very, very, very. I tell you, I'll give you an example. I had this black tourmaline crystal in my pillow. I went and had a sleep study. I left it there. I'm having some crazy dreams. I got to go back and get that thing. So, or put another one in there. But so there's ways you can do it, protect yourself when you're dreaming. You feel helpless and all that, but your spirit is still aware, still alive, and you can still move things in your dreams and do things. You can walk, you can fly, and so just like you said, protect yourself because you are in a little different area. Okay, you're more of a light body. You're in that and that little transcending between the fourth and third dimensions, and sometimes you go into the fourth and maybe the fifth, whatever. But yeah, protect yourself. But like I said, so we need to pay attention to what the spirit talks to us in our everyday life, and we can manifest them speaking to us in our dreams. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I,
Oh yeah.
now I have a lot of activities all day long,
Yeah.
okay? No,
The question was, can you use exercises to remember your dreams? Sure. Of course, the one is that I never do, it's like Beth said, have a recorder next to your bed.
Your phone's a recorder.
Yeah, the phone's recording. I just don't think about it.
One of the things I want to touch on there, I was just getting ready, and I'm glad you brought this up or whatever it is. As we said, as soon as you wake up, you need to either write it down or record it. Because as soon as your feet hit the floor to get up, go to the bathroom or whatever, your brain is taking over saying, I've got to do this today, this has got to be done, blah, blah, blah. And that's why we lose those dreams. And believe me, I'm as bad at it as anybody, So we need to train ourselves to, as soon as you wake up, write down anything or record anything that you remember at all, however minute it is, whatever. Because once you start doing that on a daily basis, you'll start remembering more and more, and you'll be able to interpret it. Now, as Beth said, though, right before you go to sleep at night, imagine yourself surrounded with that golden light. Ask your guides, your guardian angels, however you want to look at it. Just say, look, I want whatever's highest and best for me to come through in dream time tonight, but nothing negative is welcome here. I have this golden light
What's
around me,
your boundaries?
protecting me. So, yeah, set those boundaries and just boom.
I speak to everybody, okay, please, talk to me, and you wake up, you remember waking up at all in the middle of the night? No, you don't. You have sleep issues? Yeah. Okay, maybe your sleep is disrupted in that case, you're not getting to your sleep.
One of the things Barry does is tell me the dream right away. And I think that's helpful too, if you can do that, even if you're just speaking out to the air.
Right.
Because you now have imprinted that. And if there happens to be another person, the other person can also help you remember. So if you don't feel like writing, that's another way you could do it.
I was in a toxic, negative situation, and my spirit guides woke me out of a sleep 3 nights in a row. Woke me out of a sleep 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got it.
Those spirit guides they're waiting to help.
I said, I got it.
They're waiting to help. Well, use your spirit guides, right?
Yeah, they woke me up.
Yeah.
It's funny. We always think we go to bed because we're tired, and there's a reason why we shut down.
Yeah.
It's a time to raise your vibrations in your spirit and go to places and have things. There's a whole different world. You're still alive. You're not sleeping in your dreams, are you? No, you're not sleeping. You're still wide awake. And that's the way life really is. That's when you pass away. You're still aware. You're still awake. Yeah, that's right. So
have you tried meditation? Because you can get messages there too.
Actually, I was just going to say that. Now, right before I go to sleep, right before, I get very strong.
Okay.
I mean, I get writing.
Okay.
What I get written.
Ancient writings, yeah.
Things I get, but overnight I wake up without remembering.
So for you, Amy, I think, and this is only me, everybody else can say thank you too, but I think that's your rest time. You are so spiritually and physically active during the day. You're always connecting with spirit. You truly need that rest time. So I don't.
Yeah, do it through meditation.
Yeah.
How many people in here meditate?
I wish I did.
How many people don't think they can meditate? Unfortunately, the European aspect of it is that we think that meditation is standing on our head in the corner for hours on end or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not. Meditation is as simple as waking up in the morning. If you're a coffee drinker, getting that first cup of coffee, looking out the window, take a sip, take a deep breath, let it out, and just beholding what's out there, whatever it is. That's meditation. And once you start doing that on a regular basis, it becomes so much easier. And then it opens up that channel of communication again where we can get those messages. It's, like I say, we're so taught that, like I said, it's staying or something like that. It's not. It's just relaxing and letting that out and letting that good energy come in and paying attention to your surroundings.
Well, I think I've said everything I have to say. So is there anybody else who would like to talk or ask questions?
How about if we take a 10-minute break? Would you like to stretch your legs? Okay,
Sure.
let's take a 10-minute break.
Let's do it.
And while we're on break, some people are new. We do have candles on the back table to light in honor of our loved ones. We're on the other side. Feel free to light them.
So if you're looking for the big church aspect of this, Joel Osteen or 700 Club, this would be a commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Sponsored by Spirit.
And I was setting it up.
I think we'll be here.
No,
We can.
Because I really
that's my granddaughter.
I mean, you need it right now. Is that it? Or whatever?
Yeah. Unless you want.
She knows my granddaughter just through the spirits. Yeah. But yeah, just, I mean, it just didn't.
Yeah, if you don't get that, we do have something.
This is everything.
It depends on how long we go here. I mean, I'm not even imagine we'll still be here if you're here like an hour.
I mean, so I'm so grounded all the time.
She did my last
So
one.
maybe meditation.
Yeah, some things have come.
Okay.
Are you gonna step out then?
Yeah, I'm gonna step out and
I'm gonna step with you.
I'm gonna ground.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab Amber because I'm really feeling naked.
Oh.
I told him I should be ready.
Hello and welcome.
Thanks. Where's the camera?
All the grounding.
I know.
Grounding.
You do have
I
some
can't
tourmaline.
More tourmaline.
We do.
I think it's somewhere.
More likely.
Step out. Ground.
Hopefully in the ground, yeah. Everybody's trying to, I trained the last 3 years for trick-or-treaters.
I can remember taking my daughter's 33 now, but when she was young, I can remember putting winter coats and packing clothes on snow.
There was one year that my son was little, and Peter's dead or I was raining, and we told him, instead of going trick or treat, we'll take you to the drugstore and give you the candy out.
That's a good idea.
It worked. He was okay with it.
No, I'm interested.
I was telling her when I pointed at you earlier that you'd actually seen a fairy.
Oh, yes.
I'm so jealous because I've never actually seen one. I hoped you someday. But
Oh, you will. You will. Hey, how you doing today? Good.
They're probably not doing sales today, are they?
Yeah, I think they're. She's doing some stuff there, so when she gets back.
Do you know anything about crystals at all?
A little.
I was gonna hope you can help me identify some black tourmaline. I couldn't find any over there.
I'll tell you, RJ will probably know a bit where it's at because I don't work in the shop or whatever. So, but
No, Barry, that was.
oh, I'm so sorry.
I still love you though.
Yeah.
Feel free to hit me or anything.
Oh, I'm not gonna hit you.
If not, Beth will. So.
Yeah.
Why would I wanna do that? I like you, Mary. You're not the type of person I wanna smack. I actually like you.
Hey, we all need a good snack every once in a while. Especially me. I'll be the first one.
Keeps you balanced.
That's right.
We gotta get some people hot. No, we have no, so the hematite now we go. Okay, so. The hematite use that. It's usually, you know, green. Yeah, we gotta get some of that. Yeah.
I know, right?
Chilly, man. So are we still rolling?
Yeah, when we got here, sunny, calm.
Are we still rolling?
Probably,
Oh, probably.
probably. Sorry, folks, we had to take a break.
Should I catch them up?
Yeah, catch 'em up.
So anyway, we were talking about before, because we didn't realize live wasn't on. So I wanted to tell you that we were talking about all the things you can do. Eating apples means a bright future. Eat pumpkin seeds, that's for prosperity. But most of it is about just being positive. And sorry, I was outside and the wind got me. And setting the table for your ancestors to come. This is a great time to talk to your ancestors. And you want to invite them in. You want to cleanse your house just like you would with company. You want to invite them in, set a place at the table for them, and actually set the food there. And you can do that for spirits too. You can put a plate of food out for the spirits. I was just catching them up. Are they still on there?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm not talking to nobody. Yeah, would you help her find the sage and that she'll need for house cleansing? I'm just talking to the camera. Sorry. So that's what we're in Samhain time, and a lot of cultures celebrate this day. The veil is thinner. This is a time that you can take your psychic abilities and make them stronger. You can speak with spirit. You want to do protection of a golden light or a white light. You want to do crystals maybe. But it's a great time for manifesting. I'm just catching them up because we had manifesting, psychic abilities, speaking with ancestors. And ancestors could be anybody that passed over.
Once you like this, it'll smolder.
You're going to start with a clean slate. So you want to get rid of anything that didn't serve you this last year and get a clean slate to start tomorrow. The thinning of the veil will last from now till November. Through November. Also, fires are important. If you want to do a fire tonight, community fires are great. And then you take a amber from that fire to light your fire in your heart. But if you don't have that, you can just light a candle from that community fire. It shows unity and starting anew. So I just wanted, I know we didn't start when we thought we did, so I wanted to catch you up on what we had been saying. That's all. You sit here and you talk for a while. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you want.
Hi, you ready? Beth told me I'm sitting here and talking. So does anybody have any questions at this point?
It's good to put it in the window once it's, and
Way in the back
light or whatever. There's another good one to use.
You don't need to set it, you could set it on your step to your basement.
Okay.
Good for you. Congrats. Yeah. Seeing good people.
Yay!
And
Welcome.
accepting it. Yes. It's beautiful.
That's powerful, isn't it?
Also, just some salt. It's a salt and put the doorway. Yes.
Yeah, if I do this wrong,
So,
because I thought, well, wrong, you come bring some more negative in that. So is there a way to do it wrong, then I'm gonna.
I did think I would be for seeing all these people.
I understand.
And,
That's what matters.
so I
You can't
just
mess
past
up.
summer and
Okay.
really
Just make sure you're doing okay with your heart.
and,
That's
talking to them and stuff like that, and I've actually been like started doing readings for people, but I get really, really overwhelmed because when I see someone, I know like I've seen like different stuff on YouTube where people be like, oh, they come on my left with a woman, it's like on my right and from that, and I don't see it like that at all. I literally see people just like I see living people, and they're wearing outfits and everything, and sometimes I actually don't know who's alive and who's dead. And when I'm like trying to do reading for someone, there's so many people that come through, and it's like a crowd, and they're all like saying something at the same time, and I don't know how to be like ask for just the person to come through for that person that they're like looking for, because they'll be like, no, I don't know this person, I don't know that person. And I feel really scared because I have like this fear of like people saying like you're lying or you know, like,
Right.
Yeah. I couldn't see.
So everybody's abilities are different. How we see, Beth and I can work the same. We do paranormal investigation together as well as everything else, and oftentimes,
Well, not everything.
almost.
Almost.
Barry says we're all married.
Diluted alcohol. That's all
But,
I'm gonna say.
We'll get different things, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you think about how many people have passed on this planet, of course, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
So, we kind of need to practice setting boundaries. Like when I do a reading, for me, I tell them once I hold hands, connect, protect, and pray with somebody, that's my signal to them. They can start coming through. But I also insist that they step up one at a time. It doesn't always work, but most of the time.
Most of the time.
And I ask that the person who has the most important message for my sitter, be the first to come through or step up. So you have to set those boundaries.
I would ask them, like I've asked that, and they'll literally start fighting. Like I've heard.
Oh yeah.
I've been dead longer than you. And then I start laughing, and I feel bad because the person's crying.
Right.
And I'm dying laughing, and they're like, "It's so funny." And I'm like, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well, that's not very much to this place. This is a good place to come talk about this.
Yep.
My heart breaks for you because I remember when I was you. My heart breaks for you. I mean, that's not
I actually bought my first bathing suit picture ever.
good job.
Yeah, and I went to my first swimming pool, learned how to swim and stuff.
Oh, good for you.
You stand in your power, girl.
Yeah.
You stand
I love
in it.
it.
You are a goddess. You claim it.
So
Okay, silly thing.
Spirit just told me to remind everybody that our souls are a perfect balance of female and male energy. Okay, and we choose in this physical realm to come into whatever energy we wish. Okay, so I know in past lives I've been female and I'm male this time. And so you have to remember when they come to us in male and female, the spirit is a perfect balance of female and male energy, the yin and yang. That's what that's all about. So there is no gender in the spirit world, but they do come to us how we remember them. So
Or how they want to.
yeah.
Or if we need feminine energy,
Yeah.
that's what's going to come to us. If we need male energy, that's what's going to come to us. Yeah.
You know, someone. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just remember also that when you're connecting with that spirit side or whatever, that doesn't necessarily have to be a human form either. As we said, the bear energy, all that,
Yeah.
you're gonna get those things. And if you're really in tune, doesn't necessarily, it would even have to be an earthly spirit.
Right.
I feel like Deb really has something to say.
No.
Oh,
I'm just-
okay.
I'm like,
You're just giving them the
I love
animal.
this. Yeah. Good boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also have this question. I have this memory, and it's a very scary memory for me. My parents actually bought an old mental asylum in the 1800s.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
dear.
Turned it into our house where we grew up. And,
They turned it into a house?
Oh my god. And
Wow.
And the basement still had the isolation room with the peepholes. And whenever I would go down there to do laundry, I would hear whispering and crying and banging and stuff like that.
Not surprised.
And I always questioned whether this one entity was human before in their previous life, because I remember I would see spirits all the time, but they just left me alone. They were just talk to me or just walk past me. But this one, I remember my sister went, I would pay her to go downstairs to my lunch. And she went down there and she wasn't coming back up, and we were all getting worried. And when we went down there, she was like in a fetal position on the floor. She couldn't move.
Oh dear.
And when my dad like helped her get back up, she said that this man had attacked her, and that he was like 7, 8 foot tall. And my dad actually got some of those into the house, and he was like checking around and stuff. But I knew exactly who she was talking about, but I didn't want to tell anyone because this like thing, whatever it was, would change form, and it would change into like some type of like cat, but like a huge cat. And I don't know what I believe about possession because I don't know yet enough about that, but I do remember around the same time, because she's a twin, her identical twin, my other sister, went upstairs, and by the time I got back upstairs, all of my stuff was like destroyed, and my journal that I had been working on for months and months and months was like ripped out.
Oh dear.
And she was ripping out the pages, and I started crying, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she was laughing the whole time she was doing it. She, like an hour later, she was crying, and I was like, "Why did you do that?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she would just like look scared and confused.
Lisa, you want to take this one?
Well, I mean, with possession, one of the things that they always look for when they're interviewing someone who thinks they've been possessed is whether they're aware of it. Because true possession, you have no idea what you've done, what you've said, what has happened around you, because it's not you at that point. But I think even human spirit can attach, and you can kind of lose, who you are or what you're doing, and make you do things. So, but as far as the spirit in the basement, I would say that was probably demonic, because they can't really appear as a true human being. I mean, there's something, eyes are missing, a hand's missing, something vital is missing that they cannot appear as a full human being.
She said that she couldn't see his face because he was wearing a cloak.
Yeah, so.
And don't be afraid, as Lisa's mentioned, the demonic or it can any negative entity can come through that way or whatever. So it doesn't necessarily, I mean, we get scared a lot, I think, when we hear the word demonic or whatever, and I think sometimes too it gets overrated or whatever.
Yeah,
all the movies.
It's towards
but
theological.
absolutely,
so
yeah.
that's
So,
how I see
but
it.
yeah, that I mean,
But she's the
Lisa's
expert,
very,
by the
she's
way.
very good at
Lisa's
what
our
she says,
demonologist.
absolutely. But yeah, so remember that it can be negative also. But again, as Beth was saying earlier, remember yourself surrounded with that golden light and stuff, because your light is much stronger than anything. And it's when we let that guard down is when those things rush in and try and take advantage of the situation or whatever.
And like, at the time I was like 16, and I remember like I was so scared to go to sleep, and because like my bed would start shaking and my phone would be like pulled off of me, and so I would like try to stay up as long as possible. And when I would finally fall asleep, I do remember that I see like this woman sometimes, and she would like tap me on the shoulder and be like, "He's coming," and then she would disappear. And all of a sudden, like, the stereo would, like, go off, and it wasn't even plugged in, and it was, like, screaming and, like, static and stuff like that. And, like, I would be so scared that I couldn't even move out of my bed. Like, I'd be scared, like...
So Lisa, is it possible because of where it's at that this was a spirit that still is confused in their brain?
Well, absolutely, and I think there's a lot of things that human spirit can do that mimics what a negative energy. Barry's right, I shouldn't say demon. Because,
No, I don't think he said that. He was just saying
well, I get it,
But we
because
get scared a lot.
the movies make us.
and it does
Yes.
scare people, and I forget.
So- Yeah,
They don't scare you.
Yeah, but I'm thinking since it was a mental institute, when they went to spirit, could they
And they're
still
And are we-
disturbed,
stock or whatever you want to call
And
it?
it could be a lot of residual too. That residual
Well,
money.
nothing that would attack.
Do they remember?
My family, when I try to talk about it, they're like, we don't talk about that, we don't talk about that time, like, and they just don't want to talk about it to me, and they keep, like, they gaslight a lot, and they'll like say, like, that was only you're the only one that experienced that, but, like, even our animals were dying, like, our chickens, like, all of their necks were snapped.
Oh.
Oh, geez. Yeah, not
And
good.
I was like, I totally remember that.
So out of curiosity, what happened to this building?
It's actually went up for sale, and every year it's sold.
Where is it?
Where is it?
We'll go buy it.
Elgin, Illinois.
Oh, maybe we won't.
Watchtower.
But I mean, do the twins remember that incident? They remember.
They both don't want to talk about it because, like I said, I don't know what I believe about possession, but they absolutely, like, my sisters are kind of like negative people, and I think that had a lot to do with it, because they were just like mean-spirited, and so I made this thing they say they remember a lot of times. And so I think they just don't want to talk about it because like one day about Rebecca. So one day, actually her boyfriend said that he woke up because she was choking him, and he couldn't get her off. And my sister's like really itty bitty, like super tiny. And when he finally got her off, his cat was dead, like on the floor. It was like she had done it, but she said she didn't remember doing it.
Oh, dear.
Do you guys remember when we were kids? Halloween, we used to sit around and tell ghost stories. This is what it reminds me.
Yeah.
When little kids tell ghost stories.
So I think you two should talk after we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, because this is a time, if you don't mind me changing subjects a little bit, this is a time we can try out our abilities and strengthen them. So normally it's the RJ, Barry, Beth, and Deb show. Let's open this up to, we usually give messages at the end. Let's give each other messages. Don't let it just be us giving messages, okay? So why don't we open ourselves up to giving messages to anything we're getting for anybody. So let's take a minute or so just to connect.
If you'd like,
You all
you can
get
play a
grounded,
singing
get your
bowl.
feet on the ground, get your hands up, palms up. Do that protection. Let's put that golden light around ourselves, put it around the building, put it around the town. And we're going to invite spirit in to give us messages for one another. Welcome ancestors. Welcome loved ones. Welcome friends. Welcome dimensions. And we're open to give message. All right, who would like to start? Who has a message for someone?
Right here.
Okay.
What's your name? Joshua. Spirit's telling me that you're on the precipice of waking up. And that you're still checking it out, you're still wondering what's going on. So Spirit's telling me for you to just let it go, don't try to figure it out. Just try to let it happen. And things will be much easier for you to do. I mean, I'm not saying don't question. I'm just saying that let it happen. Okay? Let it happen. They tell you to let it happen. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, stand up if you have a message for someone. You said you had a message. Yeah, stand up so everybody can hear you.
Oh, okay, I can say that message.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Good for you.
I am good.
You're staying, you are in the right place.
I can't turn that.
Yes. You are in the place. Okay?
Nice.
Who has a message for someone? And you may not know who it is. You may just stand up and say, this is what I'm getting, and
I just got a simple tell these guys that hi.
Wow.
By name. Wow.
you got a
Nice.
feeling if it was male or female,
I
or
think it was more male. I didn't really get,
But
but after the conversation, we just had.
Yes.
I know.
oh,
I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
I was kind of complaining that my brother passed from leukemia 4 years ago. And it seems like he's visited everyone in the family but me. And he's visited once. I typed on the transcriptionist, and I got up from my desk and came back, and it had spaced down, and at the bottom it said sis, SIS, and that's what he called me. That's the only visitation I've had from him.
that's pretty cool. Though.
I mean, it was cool, and it was a physical thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We
said-
just had that conversation outside, and
Yeah.
that's what I got. Tell Lisa I said hi.
Hi, Doug.
Awesome. Who has a message for someone? You may, like I said, you may just say, "This is what I'm getting. I don't know who it's for, but here it is."
And it's going to seem to just come through as a thought. Oh, I'm thinking this. weird
Don't be
thing.
embarrassed. Say it,
Yeah,
right?
say it. Blurt it out. Because it might seem really silly to you, but it could be the world to somebody
Right.
else.
What a gift. And if we hold back that gift, then
And there's no judgment here.
no, there's not.
Everybody's holding back. Nick?
Yes.
Oh, I see you holding back. He's like, nope, I'm not letting go.
What's that? I can feel guardedness. That's what I'm feeling.
Fear is the basis of all unhappiness.
Fear is an illusion. Okay? Everything that's not love is fear.
Fear, but the fear is what causes everybody to be miserable
Right.
in one way or another, to act miserable.
Oh yeah. Fear is jealousy. Fear is
Fear of everything.
Guilt.
that you're not
Every
good enough,
negative
you don't look good
emotion.
enough, You're not whatever,
and it's not real.
it's not real.
It only exists on our head.
Right.
Yeah, great.
I'm being drawn over here. So.
Hold on a sec.
Go ahead.
Named Dorothy, and someone showed me a clear crystal of a cactus on somebody's show, and they said we need to go back to Arizona.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Anybody claim that? Besides Barry and I?
Maybe it's for you.
Maybe. Anybody? We're headed back to Arizona. And I did have a clear crystal castle. I don't know where it is right now. But I did have one. So good for you. So we're going back. Tell them we're going back. What's been going on with you today? This month or so? Me? Yeah. Like, I feel what a garden is. I just know even about something.
Oh, just listening to everybody. I just recently moved here.
Okay.
A month or two ago.
Oh,
Okay.
Just a week, honestly.
Well, welcome.
Well, yeah, you're in the right place.
And Spirit just wanted me to come over and kind of embrace you.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe that's it, to welcome you here. Know that you're seen. Okay, we see you.
Okay, thank you. I came in here a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm talking to Deb and RJ and I stay up. They sleep midnight, and so I'm a night person. I stay up. I can't go to sleep. And a lot of times, recently, I've been falling asleep and going to bed at like 7 o'clock in the morning. But while I'm up, there's a few times I hear things. I'm sitting there and I have my dog on my lap and watching, like they tell us, mornings. Watching that. And like I was telling Deb and RJ, what the first time I was here, I would hear something. It sounded like either someone knocked twice on the garage door or in the garage. It was just plain as day, a knock. I mean, the house is pretty solid. And I hear things that my cousin would say. And she's like, you know,
Because
my cousin's crazy anyway, but, you know, I'm the only one who hears things.
Did you think of asking? How can I help you?
And,
Somebody knocks on your
Kinda
door.
scared.
Somebody knocks on your door. What do? You don't answer, right?
yeah, I wouldn't so much that, you know, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning get up and answer.
Right.
But normally you go and see.
So when you feel done in protection, when you feel like you can, I would say, can I help you? What can I help you with? Maybe they're trying to get a message out. Maybe they're just wanting to be noticed. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. I know it was suggested that, you know, I take my phone or little recorder and, you know, open the door and say that and then see what I would get back, what I would get back.
Yeah.
It only takes a moment. To envision that.
And be careful inviting something in that
That's what I'm
you don't know what it is.
Yeah, you don't-
That's what the protection.
One more, and
Because
then
that's enough
you
of
guys
a
need to
acceptance.
get enough.
Yeah.
You have more knowledge than you are sharing. You are like internalizing, and you're thinking, I got something to say, but I'm not gonna say it.
He was actually an atheist when we started dating. I said, surprise, bitch.
So you need to start sharing, okay? You don't have to do it, just baby steps. If it's just sharing with her, if it's just sharing with a friend. But you have more, and it's kind of an insult when we're giving that information at the end, right? So, but I don't expect you just to open up and start blabbering. I expect it to be like in baby steps. But what you know is valuable, and you should share. Okay?
trust me, when I first started coming to the Southern Galleries, I was told the same thing. And I said,
Oh, you were, that's
I
right.
said, you sure you want to do this? So,
And then you
that's the way it works out.
I want to touch real quick on, for everybody that's new here, what our gatherings are about, okay? And we are a spiritualist gathering, okay? Meaning that we're open to all paths, okay? And I always tell people that some of the most spiritual people I've ever met in my life have never set foot in a church, okay? So I follow the red road, okay? But that doesn't mean that because I'm on that path.
Which means Native American.
Doesn't mean that I'm on that path that I don't look over here and say, oh, there's some Buddhism, and I really like this part of it that really resonates with me. That I can't pick that up and bring it back to my path. As long as you're following your heart, not harming yourself or anybody else, that's the path you're supposed to be on, because our paths are just like a roadmap from here to Mount Pleasant. There's 100 different ways to get there, okay? But in the end, we're all going to end up at the same place. The destination in the end is all the same. We're going to be there. So follow your heart. Again, if you study all major religions, what it boils down to is the golden rule. Do unto others as you have them do unto you, okay? Other than that, you know, what happens is man gets in there and decides, well, yeah, but if you don't go to my little church down here at the corner of 3rd and Main, I'm sorry, you're all going to hell, or whatever the case may be. No, follow your heart. And again, as I said, make sure that you're not harming yourself or anybody else. But don't be afraid to, you know, incorporate other things that you like into your path. You know, like I say, I love the Jesus energy. I totally love it. And it is Gandhi said, love your Christ, not so much his followers.
And there's no more ghost stories in this world than in the Christian Bible.
Like there's Christians and there's Christians.
But there's Son, Holy Ghost.
Yep.
There, he comes back from the dead.
Yep.
We talk to angels.
Right.
We talk. Voices coming out of
Who
the
could
sky.
be aliens?
Yeah, could
Just
be.
saying.
Just saying. Okay, messages. Anybody got a message?
So I want to add something. Did somebody have one? Somebody have a message? Okay, so let me add this first. I have a good friend. His name is Tim, and he's an atheist.
Oh.
And I asked him one time, how are you in the paranormal? How do you talk to dead people if you're an atheist?
No kidding.
And he looked at me like I was nuts, and he said, well, I believe in energy.
So
I see atheism as a path.
yeah,
So,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
never feel bad about whatever your belief is as long as, like Barry says, it harms none.
right,
So, if you're an atheist, so what? That's fine.
right.
There's nothing
And
wrong with
we'd
that.
be more than happy to have you speak sometime on
Yes.
your belief or whatever. So that
Or your non-belief.
And that is something that
Well,
we
it's still-
do, is we
Yeah.
invite
Yeah. So
all of you to speak.
And really, atheists just say they just show me. They want proof. That's all. That's what atheists say.
Okay, so now
What
we
was your
have a
question?
question.
So, back to the messages,
Mhm.
where do you think you got a message that you couldn't possibly explain what it is?
Just spit out however.
However it comes out.
Just ever, whatever you're getting.
Well, the message is for Barb and it's just don't.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
She may understand what that is, or maybe she'll understand it in the future.
Mhm.
Just don't.
That was.
Right.
And that's honestly how they come sometimes.
absolutely.
Amy, I can't believe you don't have some messages. You. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll figure it out later.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Okay. What's your messages?
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, girl.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, so I get weird. My messages come out weird. So I see a man about between 5'5", 5'7". He's smoking a cigar. A very funny laugh. It's a jovial laugh, but it's a deeper, but it's not like a normal laugh. It's almost like a snort laugh. Darker hair, kind of longer. He keeps changing clothes. He'll do like darker dress blocks, or shirt, or jeans and t-shirts. He loves t-shirts. His boots are always the same. And he said that this is the new him. That he's happier now. You need to stop crying over what was. And then he'll flip to where he was really sick. I'm not sure what he was sick with, but he was very frail. He was very unhappy when he was frail. He's always been a person of vitality. And when he was laying there, he kept going between a hospital bed and a home, his home, and then like a rest home. People crying over him and fighting over him. He was very, very unhappy. But now he's happy on the other side, but he's not always on the other side. He comes and he's been sitting on the end of a bed, and the bed blanket has purple in it.
It's probably my brother. Yeah, it's probably my brother. But,
I thought it was Joe for a minute left.
yeah. He's still hanging around here for a bit.
He was actually at our last Sunday gathering, living, and he passed in our
This
house.
is for you, RJ.
Yeah.
Make that as
That
like
makes
a
total,
baby.
it makes perfect sense too. And when you see the purple blanket, of course, proof paper, oh, it's purple.
All purple.
Oh, I know, but-
Almost like colors, almost like it's a
Yeah, well-
stripe of purple here, or green,
Yeah.
orange, blue.
like her shirt.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that was Tom. Yeah, he's he was
Does
he
sound
was
like
very
him.
he was very tired of feeling bad,
Right.
and in the hospitals, in the home, our home, and he finally he finally left, but very quickly he decided to go. But he still sticks around. He's still
Oh, boy, does he!
But he never really smoked cigars in his life, so is it just his energy manifestation of him being like a cigar smoker? he kind of gives me the energy or the thought process and almost emulates like an
No, why do you say he was never straight?
I don't feel like he always
Yeah,
was.
he wasn't. He smoked cigarettes, but then
Right,
he
but not
cigarettes.
cigars, but he
Yeah.
comes across like, you guys ever watched like Wolverine Logan?
Yeah,
That's the swagger of him.
yeah.
This is what he's portraying to me now.
Okay.
I'm good, I'm cool.
That,
Yeah.
a cigar to me is celebration,
Yeah,
so maybe
celebration, yeah.
he's
Yeah.
happy to be where he's at.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
good, I'm cool, but I'm not always gonna be here, I'm gonna be there too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, thanks.
Just made no sense to me, but okay. well,
It's not supposed to. And when things come through like that, they don't make sense to us.
Not always. I usually try to, because like,
I don't
Okay,
even
for
try.
you, for
I
you
don't try.
shy intuitives, after we're done, while we're having our food, if you have a message for somebody, please go up and give it to them privately. Unless there's somebody that has anything else to say. Because there's one last thing I'd like to do while we got 5 minutes, and then we'll hit the food. This young lady here is, can I share? Is suffering. She is having activity at her house and has some fear that there might be something attached to her. So this, I think we ought to do this for her, and it would be a good practice for everyone for the healing part. If we could put her in the middle of all of us, and if we could all send her healing and kind of a map protection and kind of imagine a beautiful sword cutting any ties that she might have that no longer serve her. Do kind of a meditation while we're sending her a healing energy. Are you open to this, Jim? Okay, because if you do have something attached, it's going to fight. It's going to fight it. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get her in the middle.
Right,
If
this chair right
everybody's
there,
ready.
that chair right behind you.
Right here.
Yep.
If we could just stand up in this circle here.
Did you go get
Oh, get it, dear.
You do? Yeah. Yeah, this is why we're here, right? Unity, community, helping one another, right? That's what this time of year is for, too. Young man, we really need your energy here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think maybe you ought to be in the middle too, because we're not sure. He lives in the home as well, and we're not sure who, don't you?
Yeah.
So we need, just in case we're being, correct? You know? All right. So if you just want to imagine, let's make a real circle.
So we're trying to-
Let's make a real circle. Circles are powerful. So let's do our protection. Golden or white light around us, around the building, especially around them, around the town. Let's call on her guides, his guides to come in and take over. Imagine a beautiful sword, whatever that means to you. It could be silver, could be gold, has beautiful jewels on it. And with love, we're going to cut away any ties that are tied to these two. Let's just take a moment to imagine that. Do you have any message for them? Just speak it out. I want to say that your light is brighter than any darkness. Your boundaries are waiting to be put up. Your guides are here to help you. You have to call on them.
You deserve to let go of the pain. Your love. You are better than what you think you are. You are someone alive. But if you say it is not all you have, I never understand. You are worthwhile. You are worth.
Strengthen the cord between them.
Okay, let go. This does not serve you. It's not for your highest and best.
Time to heal, let go, and move forward.
You're cookie.
The energy from the energy. Hurtful that's supposed to be energy is hurtful, but you don't need to make them, you don't need to own them. Thank you. You've been loved in the past. Call on those that have loved in the past to walk with them.
Stand up, be righteous. Demand your energy not be affected by this. You have the power.
And the control.
No one else can do it for you.
Just love.
So it is spoken, so it is done.
Oh,
That's okay. That's okay, I need to forget I'm stupid. I'm all- No covers in the bed. So are you.
So are we ready to leave our announcements? Any final words?
That's all.
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
And we may do something live later with the team.
With the team, with the
So
match.
it is Halloween.
So we are going to end the broadcast.
Do
Love
we
and
have-
blessings and happy Halloween to
But we have
all.
treats back here,
And
so
who-
you're
Honor
would like
those
to-
who have
I'm
gone
sorry.
before you.
Who would like to prepare a
Keep
meal
your
for spirit
ancestors in
for us?
life.
Anybody want to